that people don't really realize what it takes to win, right? And it's like there's a really good group.
Hi everyone, it's been a while since I dropped my last tutorial around 3 months ago, and today I'm back because I want to be showing you how I made this knwledge inspired beat. Glenn Booth, known as knwledge, is one of my favorite producers. His beats are pretty simple but complex at the same time due to these textures and the unique section that they have. So today I'll be very specific, especially within the programming of the drums and also the mixing, because I wanted to show you how you can recreate and achieve this soulful texture sound. So let's get started. For the first thing, I found this sample on YouTube during one of my crate digging sessions, and the sample sounded like this. This matches perfectly the vibe of knwledge that has a lot of nostalgic texture feelings. So I put sidechain compression on it within the kick, and then I decided to use this stock vintage plugin, which is basically an emulation of the LA2A compressor. I set the attack around 0 milliseconds and the release around 91 because I wanted the sample to duck as much as it can whenever the kick hits. So I did the same thing on the other part of the sample, which is this one. I think this helps really much to give some variation to the whole beat. Then we move to the interesting section, which is the drum programming. As you may heard, the drums have no snares, and altogether they sounded like this. I decided to use this jazz art as a snare because I wanted to give some subtle feelings, and I heard a lot of knwledge beats that basically have no snares. And the interesting part of this is that you give some spice to the whole beat and you try to coat the listener in a way that he didn't expect. So I decided also to layer some hi-hats in this way, which is kinda weird, but it works in my opinion, because the hi-hats have a really cool sound. There's also a compressor on it within the sidechain of the kick, which basically is the most important element of this whole beat. And the kick within the sample stands out like this. Then I decided for the last part to bounce everything as audio, like this, and I was wondering how can I achieve all these textures that are missing from the knwledge sounds. So I decided to add as much saturation as I can, starting from this RC20 that I choose this vinyl 3 preset within this vinyl 2 crackle and this tube pair distortion. Then after that I also add a tape mellow lo-fi, which is a really cool plugin from Arturia. I decided to start with this preset, which is called Fat Analog, tweaked a little bit, so add some wow effects and some wear, which basically helps to emulate the degradation of the warm magnetic tape, and it gives a lot of this knwledge feeling. And then on the mastering chain I put this UAX Studer, which basically is another tape saturator from Universal Audio that has this lo-fi fuzz effect, which is really cool in my opinion, and it gives all the vintage feeling and texture that we're missing. After that I also chopped this Will Smith speech that explains the difference between good and great, and I think it was a really cool thing to add in this beat. So everything stands out like this.
That people don't really realize what it takes to win, right? And it's like there's a really good group.
So basically here's the full beat. There's nothing more that I added. You know, as I told you, it's not that hard to make beats like this, but you have to choose the correct samples, especially the correct way of mixing, otherwise you'll be start messing around with things that are not accurate with this type of sound. And after that, I hope that everything I did and everything I explained to you is pretty clear. I'm sorry if I made some mistakes. I'll suggest you to subscribe to my channel, leave a like on the video, and also I'll put in the description all my packs, like drum kits that I made for free, and also a sample pack that I made still for free that are available on my BeatStars account. Let me know in the comment if there are any artists that you'd like to hear that I would do the breakdown, and I'll hope that I will be more constant and more consistent within the video, because I wanted to leave you at least one video per week. And after that, there's nothing more. I hope that you like this content, and see you another time.